Okay, hi everybody. I hope you're good. I will say some. As I see, not everybody here is Hebrew speaking, so I will say some notice in Hebrew, and then I will switch to English, and we will keep it in English all the way. I hope you don't mind. אז קודם כל, שלום לכולם. אנחנו שמחים לארח אתכם באחד מהוובינרים המיטאפים היותר מעניינים שאנחנו עושים בעת האחרונה. AllSTARS למעשה פרצה לשוק הפולני קצת לפני המלחמה והקימה שם סייט מאוד מעניין. יחד עם זאת, מיד בתום המלחמה, מיד עם תחילת המלחמה, לא מעט חברות אוקראיניות למעשה הזיזו את העובדים שלהן לשם, מה שגרם מן הסתם גם לעליית השכר בשוק, זה דבר אחד. ודבר נוסף, למעשה גם יצר איזשהו לחץ על שוק העבודה. וכאן אנחנו נכנסים לתמונה, ואני רוצה למעשה קצת לספר לכם מה אנחנו הולכים לעשות היום, ואיך אנחנו למעשה יכולים לפתור חלק מהבעיות. So I will switch to English because I'm not sure everybody here understands Hebrew. So again, hi everybody. I'm very happy to join you guys. I'm really thrilled to join today and participate in this our first roundtable. We will do many other roundtables in the next few weeks. Hence, also that we have not only the Polish side, but also in Slovakia, Czech Republic, Romania, Bulgaria, and of course, over the seas, we have a tech support center in Colombia and another international site in Dubai. So today we will talk about the Polish IT talent market overview. Let me introduce our speakers today. As you understood, I will be hosting the roundtable and covering the intro part. For those who don't know, I'm Solomon Amar, the founder and CEO of AllSTARS IT. Please, let's meet our other speakers. Anastasia Cherninkaya, our head of recruiting. Alexandra Zabatolnaya, our global marketing leader. Ola Pitpaluk, our DPO and legal advisor. And of course, Olga Tsimbaluk, our COO. The agenda for today's meeting is on your screen. We will start with me doing some high-level overview of the Polish market, following by Anastasia about hiring engineers. She might refer it from time to time as IT specialist, which is the term in East Europe for developers and software engineers. So don't be mistaken, please. If you hear the word IT specialist, usually we refer to software engineers, software developers. Then Alexandra from marketing will talk about employer branding, following by Olga Pitpaluk, which will dig deeply to the legal nuance in Poland. And then Olga will talk about financial overview and of course the options, how to pay, where to pay, etc. And then we will have a short session of question and answers. So please write down your questions as long as you have some. Let's start. So as you can see, Poland has the biggest talent pool of software programmers, software developers, software engineers, what we call IT specialists in East of Europe. This is why it's a great place to hire your offshore development team. Of course, you have to understand the small nuances of the market. As you can see, actually Poland is even bigger than Ukraine. And actually, if you will combine all the other countries together, you will get plus minus to the size of a part of course, Ukraine. If you will take Czech Republic, Romania, Hungary, Slovakia, and so on, you will get maybe to the size of Poland, which means that Poland is by far leading this area, the CE region, with amount of engineers. And yet, we have big players in that market and very soon Anastasia will talk about the preferences of the local engineers and how exactly to headhunt them, and what exactly are their preferences. It's not straightforward. You need to know how to work in Poland. So there's many global companies which have already established their research and development centers of offshore in Poland. This is a great reason for Poland to be a great catalyst for lots of investment in the IT sector. Big names and worldly companies are present on this market for a long time. So the main question is how to win the developers, the talented people, when the competition on the market is so high. And this question, of course, will be answered by our remarkable team today. It's quite important for me to explain that this is totally possible and achievable. AllSTARS is already doing this for the last year, even as I said before the war. We have local recruiting centers in Poland, not only in Warsaw. Of course, you need to adjust yourself to the reality where working from anywhere is not a perk anymore. It's not a benefit. It's like a style of the new work home balance life. So as long as you understand that, and in Poland specifically, the workforce is very much aligned to working from anywhere. So as long as you're aligned with that, you will have a quite faster recruiting cycle. The challenges that we usually go to outstaffing is for scaling and access talent pool, which currently we do not have in our local country or location, to find faster, skilled and experienced talent, to find people with similar working culture, similar time zone, and of course labor cost, which can be reduced even in Poland around 30 to 40% comparing to Israel. So you can find all of these advantages in the great talent pool and IT sector in Poland. We believe that Poland can answer most of these points which I just mentioned, but it's much more important to do it with a stable company like AllSTARS IT, someone who already knows the market and not just trying lately to penetrate because of a specific situation like the war in Ukraine. So that if the talent pool is big, also there are many other companies which are trying to headhunt the people, and it's very much important to know how to do it in the right way. What is the right approach? What is the right benefit that the market, the candidates are waiting for? And so this will be like a global company like us can do this in a very efficient way. So without further postponed, let me introduce you to the next speaker. It's Anastasia Choninkaya, our amazing head of recruiting. She will give some hints and solutions to how to do it in the right way, how to possess yourself in the market as leaders, which local experts will be interested in hearing what you have to say, what you have to suggest, etc. Anastasia?
Thank you, Solomon. Hi all, nice to see you all here today. Could you please open my slide, next slide, thank you. I would like a little bit to say today about some Polish R&D specialists, what they prefer to see, what they would like to see in their further work, and about the main feature of the Polish specialists. So of course, according to international rating, Polish specialist, as someone mentioned, IT. When I say IT specialist, it's R&D specialist. It's the same as developers, QAs, and so on. So they have pretty high level of English skills. So according to international rating, they had Polish people on the 16th place in the world. So it's pretty huge numbers. And also according to international ratings, as a top coder, Polish specialist on the 5th place in the world as a technical specialist. So you should be ready that people that you will meet on the Polish IT market, they will have pretty good English level, and they will be really skilled from technical perspective. Also, one of the main feature of the Polish specialists, they prefer significant preference to stability. They prefer to work in the company for a long-term period. It's on one hand, it's pretty good because as usually when the company are starting to searching for a next employee, they would like that this employee didn't change their job before pretty often. But from another hand, you should understand that to take them from the current job, it will be too challenging. And also one of the next feature that I would like to highlight that the Polish specialists, they respect work-life balance, and they would expect that their employer will also respect it. So it's not so common to work overtime. And of course they can do it, but they will not okay with it. You should be also ready for it. And one of some feature in their communication of Polish people, at the beginning of the process, you can see that the communication very too formal. You should be not like afraid of it. It's a normal situation. It's about their specific, something national. This next slide. Thank you. Okay, and some things that you should bear in mind when you're starting to work on the Polish market. Of course, the first thing that I would like to mention is that it's pretty competitive market. As Solomon said, that such giant as Amazon, as Google, they're present on the Polish market, and it's make hiring standards much more higher. You should be competitive with such giant, and you should be ready for it. That the recruiters fighting, not directly, but fighting for the best talents, and yeah, you should bear in mind, of course. Some communication differences that we also a little bit that I mentioned a little bit. It's at the beginning of your communication, Polish people can be too formal, too let's say not so open. You should be ready for it. Just please be open people, and they will open to you also. And at the beginning of the process, some Polish specialists, they would like to receive as much information as they can. They would like to compare everything, to see everything. So also please be prepared for it and prepare as much information as you can about your company, about your mission, about your technology, everything. Please share with your potential candidates. They will really appreciate for it, and plus recruiters, of course. This is how it usually works in our AllSTARSIT recruitment process. The first step that we are doing at AllSTARSIT, recruiters doing, they try to find that this is really challenging step to find the best candidates on the market. And filtering that we are using some really outstanding technology to find candidates, not only that as usually all recruiters use. Then after CV, when we find relevant candidates, and after CV screening, we establish some intro call. We explain about our company, about our clients, a little bit gather information about the candidate, about the English level, about technology that they used to work. Then if the candidate looks like candidate suits for the role, we send this candidate CV to our clients, and our clients, they holding 2 steps on interview. As usually on the first interview, I always suggest to make some selling part when the when the company express themselves and try to explain what are they doing or the main feature they're doing. And because Polish people, they really like to see their place in the company. They really like to see what they will do in their job, and they will be really appreciate for it to see. And the second interview, as usual, it's more managerial to check some suits to the current team and so on. After it, on our side, also we do a HR interview when we check deeply some soft skill of this candidate, and then we send an offer. This is some ordinary process that we using, but sometimes it can be also changed. And here is some main things that you should keep in mind, of course, where you're starting to recruit, and what you should do and you shouldn't do. As you see here in the slide, that's to have 3-4 stages of interview, it doesn't work anymore at all. The candidates will not pass all this interview. As usual, as you saw on the previous slide, to have 2 steps, it's pretty okay without any test task, if it's possible, of course, because it's usually candidates right now, they will not do this test task, and they will choose some clients, some company that their process will be more easy, I would say. And R&D specialists, they know that they're demanded of the market, especially on some really rare technology, and as usual, they receive pretty high numbers of offers per week. So also you shouldn't do this process more harder to prolong it with more stages of interview. Of course, you should, as I mentioned before, present as much information as you can, and also do not put some additional steps. I repeated it again, that some auto interview tactic doesn't work anymore. To check again, to make again reference to additional call, it doesn't work today. Sometimes, of course, it can be, especially if candidates have some doubts, but please do not do it from your side. And also bear in mind that medium tenure of a specialist, it decreased for the latest period. So if you see that the person's, if you see in the CV that person worked before 2.5 years, it doesn't mean that this person likes to change job pretty often, or that person is jumpy. No, it doesn't. It means that the standards was changed. And this is okay right now to work in one company 2.5 years. It's average how much people work in one company. And last but not the least, of course, majority of IT specialists, especially after COVID pandemic, they prefer to work on a remote model, at least hybridly. Right now, Polish people, as I again mentioned before, they really respect to have work-life balance. And when they can save their time, not to waste time in the traffic, and manage their time that they spent on the work, they really will be appreciate, and they be loyal to the company when they can work remotely, or at least again on the hybrid model. Please also pay attention to this point. Thank you for your attention. If you here also you can see some salaries. It's average salaries in the Poland from different technology. Know that this salary range is mentioned here. It's for B2B contract. Our legal advisor will explain more deeply what does it mean, but it's not for everyone. Also, you can see it here. Thank you. And here I would like to introduce our Alexandra Zabolotная, Global Marketing Lead.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to talk about employer branding in Poland and why it is so important. So first, let's see some research. So when Poles think about their current job, they mostly associate it with job security, think they're financially healthy, but they don't think their salary is attractive, as much as on the market, and their career progression maybe not so good. So when on the left, you can see how they rate their ideal workplace. Of course, the attractive salary and benefits come first. And when choosing a new job, they not only look on salary, but also on additional benefits. So most attractive non-salary benefits in Poland are additional vacation benefits. For example, AllSTARSIT doing vacation projects where you can travel and work from anywhere. Lately, we had Sri Lanka, and it was very well received. As you can see, 83% wish to have this kind of opportunities, but only 34% actually having them in the company. So by covering all the benefits Poles wish, we can win the right candidate. And in Poland, among other countries, much more people switched their job recently. So in Poland, 22% of R&D specialists changed their job in the last year, and only 17 in the rest of Europe. While there is also more intenders, 35% are thinking of changing the job, whereas in the rest of the Europe, it's only 25%. And let's see where Poles find new jobs and why they quit current ones. So channels they use to find new job opportunities are job portals, personal connections and referrals. Also, Google gained popularity recently. Recruiters, of course, and social media got huge popularity. Our recruiting team covers all of these medias, and also they're looking for people who are not currently searching for a job, and also provide them an opportunity to think about new job because of outstanding beneficial package and a higher salary. So as you can see, reasons for quitting a job are 55% thinking their additional benefits are not so attractive. So when switching jobs, they not only look for salary, but also for benefits. I repeat it again, but it's really important part. And 64% thinking that the salary is being lower than elsewhere. Also, the other reasons is lack of sense of purpose, mismatch between personal and organizational values. And this is, of course, should be on the company side to explain what is the reason, the values the company is working, and how their staff can be more involved in the company. And 33% say that they have poor relationship with managers, so it's also can be a reason to change a job. So why branding in Poland is so important? It is, of course, very important because, as Solomon mentioned before, you are not competing with other outstaffing companies only, but also with giants such as Microsoft and Google, and big brands with big names that have overseas offices here, R&D centers. What we offer you to do, and we are successfully doing with many companies, are tech events and case studies. So in tech event, you can show your expertise, and we take all the organization on ourselves. Let candidates see who you truly are and what they can learn from joining your company. As I already told, career opportunities are hugely important for Polish people. So if you can show them how they can grow and what they can learn inside your company, they will be happy to join you. and case studies. It will cover that lack of purpose, 48% saying they feel at their current job. So if you show them exactly what part of the company they belong to, what they're doing, what their personal responsibility would be, it will be a huge touch point to attract the candidate to the team. And I'm giving the stage to Olga Pitpaluk. She is our DPO and legal advisor.
Hello, everyone. Today, my speech will be dedicated to the most common ways how to engage experts in Poland. I will briefly explain what are the main types of cooperation. We will cover three the most common contracts under which experts are engaged in Poland. This is contract of employment under labor law, contract of mandate, which is concluded under civil law, and also contract on service providing, which is also concluded under civil law, but it's the contract under B2B model. Firstly, please move to the next. Yes, thank you. Firstly, I'll tell you about peculiarities of contracts of employment concluded under labor law. Of course, this contract has its pros and cons. In Poland, there are two main types of employment contract. It's undefined contract and fixed term contract. Undefined contract, it's a contract that is concluded for unlimited period of time, while fixed term contract maximum could be concluded for 33 months. And fixed term contract is more beneficial since you don't need to provide any reason why you want to fire a person. Also, people under the labor law, under the contract of employment, they enjoy a specific amount of service of days and also additional social benefits. For example, under current labor laws of Poland, employee enjoys 20 or 26 vacation days. This depends on the length of experience and also on the level of education attained. For example, the person who has less than 10 years of experience in Poland is entitled to 20 days of vacation. And if the person has more than 10 years of experience, or for example, has a higher education and at least 2 years of experience, this person is enjoying 26 vacation days. Also, employees who are working under labor law, they have the right for a sick leave. Sick leave should be confirmed by a sick leave certificate, which also defines the amount of sick days. But employer has to cover himself 33 sick days. Also, R&D talents who are employed under the labor contract, they enjoy non-working days during public holidays and also additional specific non-working days. For example, this is 2 extra days of holiday in the case of marriage, in the case of childbirth, or a death of close family member. And also there are specific rules of termination of contracts of employment. Employment in this specific notice of termination is depending on how long the person is employed. For example, if R&D talent is employed no longer than 6 months, then employer have to give 2 weeks of notice. If the expert is employed less than 3 years, but more than 6 months, employer has to give 1 month's notice. And also, if the expert is employed more than 3 years, employer has to give 3 months notice prior to termination. Contract of mandate is a contract concluded under civil law. It's pretty popular amongst IT engineers in Poland, amongst R&D talents, and it's also highly requested by foreigners who relocated to Poland, since this contract allows them to apply for a residence permit. Under contract of mandate, you are free to define general conditions of cooperation, but still this contract also you will need to cover taxation, social contributions, similar to ordinary contract of employment. According to the contract of mandate, IT experts will enjoy 23 vacation days, 10 sick days, non-working days during public holidays, and also 2 extra off days in case of marriage, childbirth, or death of close family member. And such experts could be terminated by the client with 30 days prior notice. Taxation and social security contributions under the both mentioned contracts are covered by employer. Employer has to pay from 19 to 23% above the salary of the expert, but the exact percentage is depending on a very big variety of factors. And also, employee covers some of taxation and social contributions on their own. B2B engagement of experts on the basis of contract on service providing is the main way how we engage experts. In such cases, experts provide services as private entrepreneurs. They are sole traders or private entrepreneurs. This type of cooperation allows to fully define conditions of cooperation and doesn't foresee any additional taxation or social security contributions for a client or for a company. Experts, sole traders, they pay income tax on their own, which in Poland ranges from 12 to 19% of their income, and also they are paying social security contributions on their own. Master service agreement for engaging experts in Poland. If you're a new client and you are interested to hire experts, to hire R&D talents in Poland, we require you to sign a master service agreement. It's our contract on service providing, which includes all necessary provisions under which experts will be engaged. And if you are a current client and you consider to hire talents in Poland, we will provide you with an amendment to our existing MSA, which will allow us to extend services to the territory of Poland. And this amendment will contain all relevant conditions, mainly related to the amount of service of days and possible additional extra costs. Now I want to pass the floor to my colleague, Olga Cymbaluk, our COO, and she will tell you more briefly about finance issues in Poland.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm very excited to see all of you today. Warm greetings to our current partners. I hope you will find the information that we share today useful and interesting. So I will tell you a little bit about the finance system in Poland, what we have faced and what we learned while establishing here and working with the Polish market. In general, the Polish economy has shown a stable growth over the last 10 years. First of all, it's nice for the Poland and Polish people. Second, it's a good sign from a business perspective. Poland is one of the best countries for business owners, in particular due to the stability of the banking system. The country's financial market is represented both by local and foreign banks, most of which come from Germany. The leader in the Polish financial market remains the old bank named PKO. By the way, this bank was one of the first banks that gave to Ukrainians the opportunity to open the accounts without any kind of specific documents, which before were requested a lot of papers like vessel number, etc. Among other commercial banks that are popular with the good names and that are reliable, we would mark the mBank, the Raiffeisen Bank, and the BNP Paribas Group. Most of these banks which I've listed, they have branches all over the Europe, and each of these banks boasts innovative service methods, a large customer base, and convenient internet banking. As a part of European Union, the Polish finance system is covered by the European Deposit Guarantee Funds, not only for the individuals, but also for businesses. So a few words about the Polish currency, how it works. Poland has its own currency named zloty. Also here it's widely spread to use euros, and less popular are dollars, but still very widely used. The exchange system is very easy and transparent. The currency can be easily changed in your online bank application according to the floating rate of the financial market. For example, for today, for $1, you can get 4.44 zloty. This rate can change. For example, it can vary, but the variety for the last few months was very low, as zloty shows the good stability over the rest currencies. So if you ever worked with the mobile applications or the banking system, you will appreciate how transparent, user-friendly, and easy to understand are this exchange system, because it's now in Poland, it's enough just to press one button and you will see the money exchange in real time, not to wait like 10 to 12 hours as it happens sometimes. And in general, it's quite easy to make any kind of transaction from the Polish bank accounts to the other accounts in different parts of the world. It doesn't even matter which part of the world you choose. It might be Middle East, it might be South or North part of America. The transfers are completed very quickly, and also commissions are very reasonable. So in whatever country there is a SWIFT system connected, you can easily do the money transfer. First of all, it's convenient because you can pay quickly to all of your vendors, and in any currency. I mean, from the three most popular here, it's like zloty, dollar, and euro. Second, also it's very convenient and nice because you are our IT specialists can be easily paid, so they see money immediately arriving on their account. They don't have to go nowhere. They don't have to submit nothing. Just click one button and you see money arriving. And also here in Poland, there is a big developed web of ATM machines, so it's quite easy to cash out money everywhere. So in general, like summarizing, the Polish market was developing very fast, and now it shows a good growth and economical stability and political stability. The biggest amount of Polish population has a good education, and in general, we have to admit that financial system is reliable and well developed, and any kind of operation, banking operations can be done quickly without any kind of postponement if anything needed. So from my side, this is it. If any one of you have any kind of questions, please, let's start the QA session.
Okay, thank you so much, Olga. So first of all, you can write or call to our Israeli representatives, which is Yoav Barno, Haifa in Matam, and in Ramat Gan in the center next to Tel Aviv. So you can easily reach them and ask any questions that you might have, or write them by email. If you have specific questions to some of the particular professional people like finance, legal, recruiting, marketing, please be our guest, and you can ask questions or write or whatsoever. Anyone, any questions?
Maybe we gave such a full information that nobody has any more questions left.
Okay, great, people. So you can take a screenshot And also, if you want this presentation in your email, let us know, and we will be more than happy. You can take a screenshot of your phone number and Alex's phone number. And in any case, you need you want to have it in your email, we will be happy. I see Adi is asking for the presentation. If you don't mind, Adi, just send to Yoav or to Alex your email, and we will do that as well. Inbal as well, you're asking for the presentation. I'm sure Mila here will take care for that. And also Benny, I see. Okay, great. Ira and Mila will take care to send you guys. We will leave this chat open in another, let's say, 5 more minutes. You can also take a picture again from this page, and any request we will be more than happy to fulfill. I hope you had a great informative session. We will, in the next few weeks, we will repeat this meetup. So you can send more team leaders or anyone from your company to join. And of course, we will do some other meetups regarding Czech Republic, Romania, Bulgaria, Slovakia, and of course, our international hub in Dubai. Keep in touch. Sima Landa, okay, great. We will send you. Colombia, yes, Evgeny. Also, Colombia, we have a tech support hub in Colombia, which also supports our support center in East of Europe. Benny, you're asking, you're getting CVs from different locations in Europe. Do you have the most recommended place to recruit from? Again, we think that currently the most, maybe you will answer that, Anastasia, the question of Benny.
Yes. The Polish market is a huge market, because probably that you received already the huge amount from Polish. But if you don't mind also to accept another candidates, if we are during our searching to see that they located not only in Polish, so we are sending it to you. So for recommendation, of course, Poland, of course, Romania, of course, Czech Republic, of course, Bulgaria, Greece also, why not? We can work all over this country, and it's pretty similar condition and pretty similar level of the technical specialists.
Okay, so actually most recommended right now is to focus yourself in Poland, hence it's the biggest talent pool. If you don't mind, of course, to continue recruit from Ukraine, it's also an option. And of course, the rest of the Europe, East Europe countries, which are, as you saw in the second, I think, slide, having like around up to 100,000 talented engineers. Okay, so thank you. And we will be more than happy to fulfill all of your needs.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.